What's going on, YouTube family? Today we're going to be talking about tariffs and how it's affecting the automotive industry. Now, before we get started, I want to say that I know that tariffs are a very politically charged subject, so all that I ask you, take your emotions out of it, put your thinking cap on, and even if your opinion is different from mine, that's okay. We could still be friends. Also, I'd like to thank Revenue for sponsoring this video. Let's get into it. Now, why is the automotive industry freaking out about tariffs? This is not the first time that we've been affected. It's happened before in the past, and I'm sure it's going to happen in the future. But I think the reason why they're freaking out is because everything we do now, whether it's manufacturing or building parts, is all done outside of the United States, which means that it's going to hit their bottom line even harder. Less than a few decades ago, 90% of the manufacturing of parts and vehicles was done right here in the United States. And a perfect example of this is Detroit. Now, Detroit used to be the automotive mecca of the world. People from all across the world used to fly in to learn how to do large-scale manufacturing and learn from the auto industry. Believe it or not, Henry Ford actually invented the assembly line. And so after being the industrial powerhouse that we were, all of a sudden we started subbing everything out to different countries. Now, there's two sides of this story. You have people on one side saying it's because of the corporations, they want to make more money, so they subbed everything out. They didn't want to pay American people. And then you have the unions that are being blamed for charging, $40 an hour to press a button and to get all these crazy wages. Now, I'm not going to blame either party because one company needs to make money and the union needs to make money to pay for their bills and for their people to have some sort of benefits. But this is what brought us here today, is everything is built outside of the United States. We used to be the industrial powerhouse. Not too long ago, I remember as a kid, we used to pick up different items and it was always said manufactured or made in USA. Now, I'm only 43 years old, so it wasn't that long ago. But today, I can pick up just about anything and I guarantee you it's going to say made in China. Why is that? It's because we decided to get away from this. Now, if anybody's ever driven through the Midwest, I'm sure you see small towns everywhere that look like ghost towns with large manufacturing facilities shut down. This, unfortunately, is what happened. Now, the tariffs, their purpose is to hopefully bring some of those jobs back here to the United States. Now, I know that there's some other things tied with it, but that's the main purpose, is we want to bring that manufacturing back here. Now, one of the things I'm going to talk about is build to scale. This is a terminology used with EV manufacturers. Now, there are only two manufacturers in the world of EVs that make profit. That's Tesla and BYD. Now, the only reason these two companies make money as EV manufacturers and everybody else is losing money is because they built to scale. If you hear Lucid Air or Rivian, they're always talking about how they're going to build to scale because once they build enough, it brings the cost down. And that's exactly what made America a powerhouse when it came to manufacturing vehicles, because we did everything here. Tesla, 80% of their parts are built in the United States in their own facility. So they don't have to worry about shipping, other parts vendors. They keep everything in-house, which is great. That's how they're able to keep costs down low. But with America, it's kind of embarrassing. With all American-made vehicles, majority of our parts and the manufacturing are done outside of the country. Now, not saying that this is right or wrong, but as you can see, during the pandemic, it totally crushed us. We couldn't get certain parts from China, things couldn't come in from Mexico, things couldn't come in from Canada, and it literally destroyed the automotive industry. People were clamoring for cars. As you guys know, prices blew up. So tariffs can go a long way with correcting this problem. But at the end of the day, this is not the cure-all be-all, because raising the prices across the board, where auto manufacturers are saying it's going to increase the pricing of new cars at least $10,000 across the board on new vehicles. Auto part manufacturers are saying that auto repair is going to skyrocket in pricing. And when you go to buy your automotive body panels, it's going to be even harder and take more time to get these in. Now, I'm buying so many cars at auction, I want to use all my capital for that. But I also need money to buy parts, and that's where I use my Revenue card. Revenue can help you get a flexible line of credit to up to $1 million with no credit check. They only go off of your business bank statements and your income. I know there are a lot of businesses out there struggling to get some sort of lines of credit or capital, and I think Revenue can help you. With no origination fees, maintenance fees, or withdrawal fees, you only pay for the capital your business uses. And as your business grows, so does your flexible line of credit with Revenue. Make sure you check the description down below and click on the link. You can apply and get approved in as little as an hour. Big banks may not understand your business needs, but Revenue does. Make sure to check them out. Once again, link down in the description below. And thank you, Revenue, for sponsoring this video. So I know the tariffs are being used as a political bargaining chip, and a lot of people are saying that it's not going to stick. It's only here temporarily. But even if it's here for a few months or even a year, I don't see the harm in it if it forces more manufacturers to bring companies here to the United States to start building again. Now, I'm sure, like I said, in the comment section, you're more than welcome to chime in and say what your thoughts are. But at the end of the day, I'm always pro-America. I want to make sure that there's more jobs here, We're building more things here because at the end of the day, we don't want to do the same path that we're doing now. We are literally middlemen. I talk about this all the time on the channel. When I went to school, everybody was telling you, if you don't go to college, you're going to be an idiot. If you don't want to work with your hands, you want to work with your mind, work smarter, work harder, right? So now guess what happens? There are less plumbers, there are less electricians, construction people, auto mechanics. Now all these industries are booming. You could charge whatever you want if you open up a shop because there's nobody else that can fix the cars. If you're a construction worker, you're booked out sometimes months, if not years ahead, because you don't have any time or free space or more personnel to build more projects. And so all of a sudden we became a bunch of people that stand behind computers and are professional middlemen. And unfortunately, this is really hurting America's growth. We need all ends of the spectrum. We need brilliant people that can design and build amazing things and innovation will think 10 years upon where we're even thinking about. But we also need people to clean the gutters, to manufacture parts, to, even working at McDonald's drive-thru. Everybody is critical in playing their part in this society and in this ecosystem. But when you start taking one or two things out, as you can see, it starts to fall apart. McDonald's was never intended to be a career. It's supposed to be a job for the high school kid, and the people that are working there that are, in their 20s can go ahead and work at maybe a manufacturing job or become a manager somewhere. But like I said, we're taking all these jobs and all these industries out of the United States, and you're taking all these stepping stones for people to basically build up their careers. So I know this sounds kind of a little bit different from my other videos, but this is something, like I said, that really bothers me because every day I meet tons of brilliant business owners, and majority of the business owners I meet, believe it or not, are not American. They're from other countries coming here to invest because they see the money here. But majority of my American friends literally own companies that outsource stuff, which is crazy. But anyways, hopefully in a perfect world, more jobs will come back to the United States. We'll become the industrial powerhouse that we used to be and can control our own destiny. Because if COVID taught us anything, it's the fact that if you rely too heavily on one country or sending a majority of your goods outside of your borders, you were absolutely screwed. I think America should have invested more in actual Mexico and Canada than in China. We need to get this deal over with and everyone become friends again. And hopefully in the next 6 months, things will look a little bit brighter. I know it's gloomy now, but cross your fingers. Hopefully it all gets better. But I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, if your opinion is different from mine in the comment section, you go ahead and feel free. Like I said, I won't be offended. And like I said, at the end of the day, if your opinion is different from mine, we can still be friends. We'll see you next time.